friends, this is Mac Monroe, and I want to invite you to the workshop I'm doing on Saturday, August 15th. We call it From Surface to Story. But here is who the workshop is really for. So right now you might be taking throwing classes, and in your class you're perfecting your wheel technique. Maybe you're doing some hand building and you're getting better and better. Once you fire those things bisque, then of course you turn to glaze. And that's where things start to get kind of generic if you're perfectly honest. These are some beautiful mugs. My wife threw these and she glazed these. She did this one as well. You look at these and you think, God, what a thing of beauty. But here's the sad reality. Put these in any shop, put these at any market, and sadly they all start looking alike, don't they? So what I want to show you is one little missing step in between greenware and bisqueware that can make all of your stuff look a whole lot better. So I want to offer you some ideas. For you hand builders out there, here's a little soap dish or trinket dish or whatever this is. This has a blue engobe on it, and this has sgraffito. So this is something that could be done very generic, but instead we have a nice little pattern. This is carved right into that. Or on the other hand, maybe for some of you like doing platters. Well, here's one. It's actually done with a technique called sgraffito. Some of you are familiar with that. So there's something else you can do. And then you can also do something like this. Something that's customized. Something that nobody else absolutely has. And you could put this on and then you could combine it. Look at that, with all that pretty glaze, becomes a frame for your work. Or techniques of putting your underglaze. Now look at how that just kind of gradients right in. Friends, that's done with an airbrush. That's something else we're going to be working with in our time together, is techniques like that. And finally, we're going to be looking at something called underglaze transfers. For those of you that remember the Cracker Jack boxes when you were little, for me, that was like around the time of the Great Flood. You had those little tattoos. Remember, you wet your hand and you put it on there and you peel it back? Well, that's what an underglaze transfer is, but instead it's for your pots. So we're going to practice using these. And this has a combination of underglaze transfers. We've scribed in some words. We've used the airbrush. It has all the techniques. So if you want to be able to create the kinds of things that nobody else has, if you want to be the person that can just say, forget it, I'm never looking on Etsy anymore because I can create my own stuff, then this is the workshop for you. So I would encourage you to come out. Now, for the rest of you who've already signed up, you say, Mac, I'm in. What are we going to be doing? Well, we're going to be doing all of those things we just looked at. We'll go over that together, but it's important that you think about some things to bring with you. Now, we will be providing some underglaze. We'll provide some tools. We will provide some materials. But the kinds of things you're going to really need, number one, is a good pair of scissors. And make sure these are some sharp scissors. And I'd recommend getting those little tiny ones that ladies go trim their eyebrows and things with, because you're going to be working really small. So small, sharp scissors, that's important. You're definitely going to need a sponge, all right? So bring one. Don't rely on somebody loaning you one. Ribs. Now, I thought the red ones were the softest ones. Turns out the pink ones are the softest. I found these at Sika, but I highly recommend if you can get the red one. It doesn't have to be the little one, it could be a big one. You will definitely need one of these. There's that. All right, and what else do we have here? Any underglazes that you really like, bring those with you. We'll have a few, but make sure you bring the ones you want, and brushes. Now, we may have some brushes, but when you're working with me, these are the ones you're gonna need. Look how little that thing is. So I would highly recommend get you some small ones. Just go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's, get some watercolor or some acrylic brushes. Get a few of the little ones. They're not that expensive, but we're gonna be working small. And since we're working small, may I recommend a set of these. Now there's a link in the descriptor down below where you can go to Amazon and get these. These are about 15 bucks. You look like a total moron if you wear them like this, but when you're working on little stuff, these things are the best, especially if you're old like me and you can't see to begin with. So got a little light on the end of it, about 15 bucks. I would really recommend you get this because we're gonna be working in a space about the size of somebody's mouth. So we would definitely want that. Last one I'd recommend. Now Sharon has these for sale. We're gonna be doing some basic sgraffito techniques. Basic because I'm no expert. I can do pretty well, but I can tell you the tool that I learned with is this little Kemper tool right here. They're about 8 bucks. Sharon has these for sale. I would recommend you get one of these, and you could buy one when you get there. You could order one ahead of time. These last a pretty good while, and when you really decide, hey, sgraffito's for me, then you can go ahead and open up your wallet and you grab some of these diamond core things that are completely ridiculously overpriced, but man, those things work good. All right, so the way the class is going to work is we're going to spend the morning together looking at technique, and we'll have some pre-made greenware tiles. We'll play with underlace transfers. I'll have some there, and then we'll learn a technique and put it on top of that. We'll use the airbrush, and then we'll learn to scribe. So if you like and have some underglaze transfers, go ahead and bring those with you. And if you don't, we'll have some provided there. If there are some things that you would really like to put on a mug or a bowl or a plate or something that you've created, and you have an idea, what I usually do, and I'll show you how to do this, is put it on a piece of paper, and then what we'll do is we'll scribe it onto your mug. So for example, this is something I'm working on right now. It's a custom thing for somebody. Basically, this is just printed out on a piece of white paper, and then we're going to learn how to scribe this over. I'll show you how to do all that. So if there's something in particular that you want to create, bring that with you, all right? Bring that with you. So the morning is the technique. Now the afternoon, what we're going to do is the pieces you bring with you. I'm going to recommend bring at least 3 things. We may not get to all of them, may get through them, I don't know. It can be bowls, plates, platters, sculptures, hand-built structures, whatever it is that you want to bring. And if you don't have anything, that's okay. You can make some tiles, we'll have some tiles there. But what I want to do in the afternoon is give you an opportunity then to work on the pieces that you brought. And just for fun, what I'd really encourage you to do is keep one of those pieces and let's work on a theme together. Theme number 1, this is something that you want to create that is a legacy you leave to your family. So when you're dead and gone, 30, 40, 50 years from now, they'll have this coffee mug and they'll say, man, this is grandma's coffee mug. And you can really tell because look at all these things that are all about grandma. So think about that. If you are grandma and grandpa and you want to be remembered, what would that mug look like? That's one option. Second option is this is a gift for somebody really special and it's something created and unique for them. And when we're doing this stuff together in the afternoon, what I'd like each of us to do is you're going around, no pressure, you don't have to, but tell us the story. Because sometimes the best part of what we do is the story behind it. If you have not signed up, please sign up. If you've already signed up, make sure you get your stuff. Oh yeah, make sure too, bring some Scotch tape, right? We'll have some there. But this is like when you're eating family style at Thanksgiving and you want to get the cranberries on the other side of the table and everybody's talking and you're like, can I have the cranberries, please? Save yourself the headache. Bring your own tape with you. We will have some saran wrap. Do not get this generic crap from Publix. This stuff is garbage. Get the real saran wrap. We'll have some there because you're definitely going to need that stuff as well. All right, I have rambled long enough. Please sign up. If you have signed up, get your stuff together. Can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks. We're going to have a great time together. See you then.